Drake and the Heart-Shaped Adventure. It was Valentine's Day in the little town of Heartville, and everyone was buzzing with excitement. Red and pink decorations hung from every door, window, and tree. The air smelled like fresh roses, and the streets were lined with candy shops offering heart-shaped lollipops and chocolate-covered strawberries. But in the middle of all this Valentine's Day magic, there was one person who stood out: Drake, the famous singer who was spending the day in Heartville with his young friends. Drake wasn't just a regular celebrity in Heartville. He had a special connection to the kids. Every year, he would come to town and share his music and joy with them. This year, he had something extra special planned. He was going to throw a Valentine's Day party with a twist, an exciting treasure hunt that would lead to a magical heart-shaped surprise. It all began in Drake's colorful, music-filled house, where he was getting ready to go out. His pet dog, Toby, wagged his tail, and Drake smiled at him. "All right, Toby, let's go and spread some love today," Drake said, pulling on his red sweater. The sweater had a heart on it, of course. It was Valentine's Day after all. Drake jumped into his blue car with Toby sitting beside him. The car zoomed through the streets, the sound of upbeat music filling the air as they passed by all the Valentine's Day festivities. When they arrived at the Heartville Community Center, a huge crowd of kids and families were already waiting. "Hi, Drake!" shouted the kids as they waved excitedly. Drake waved back, his heart full of joy as he stepped out of the car. "Hey, everyone! Are you ready for a Valentine's Day adventure?" The kids cheered loudly, and the excitement in the air was contagious. Drake gathered the kids around, and with a big grin, he began to explain the day's plan. "Today, we're going on a treasure hunt," Drake announced. "But this isn't just any treasure hunt. This one will lead us to something very special, a giant heart-shaped surprise." The kids gasped in excitement. "A heart-shaped surprise?" one of the kids asked. "What is it?" "You'll see," Drake said with a wink. "But first, we need to find the first clue. Each clue will be hidden somewhere in Heartville, and they'll help us unlock the mystery of the heart-shaped surprise." With that, Drake handed out little red envelopes to each of the kids. Inside each envelope was the first clue. The kids opened their envelopes eagerly, and one by one, they read the clue aloud. "I'm sweet and yummy and made with love. You can find me in a box with a big red bow above." Drake smiled. What could that mean? I think we should head to the candy shop first." The kids raced toward the candy shop, giggling and holding hands. The candy shop was a rainbow of colors, with shelves filled with every kind of sweet treat imaginable. Behind the counter, Mrs. Sugar, the owner, was wrapping up a box of chocolates. "Hi, Mrs. Sugar," Drake called out as they entered. "Well, hello, Drake, and hello, kids," Mrs. Sugar said, smiling brightly. "What brings you here today?" "We're on a treasure hunt," one of the kids said. "We're looking for a heart-shaped surprise, and the clue led us here." "Oh, how exciting," Mrs. Sugar said, her eyes twinkling. "Well, I think I might have something that could help. Let's see." She disappeared behind the counter and came back holding a shiny red box tied with a big red bow. "This is the first clue," Mrs. Sugar said. "I think this is what you're looking for. Inside, you'll find something sweet and yummy." The kids cheered and opened the box. Inside was a heart-shaped chocolate, wrapped in shiny foil. "Yum!" the kids said in unison. Drake grinned. "All right, you found the first clue. Let's move on to the next one. Who's ready for the next adventure?" The group of kids jumped with excitement, ready for the next clue. Drake led them down the colorful streets, singing a happy song as they marched together. The energy in Heartville was magical, and the streets seemed even brighter on this special day. The kids, along with Drake and Toby, made their way down the street toward the next destination. They passed by the flower shop, where beautiful bouquets of roses, daisies, and tulips were on display, all dressed up in shades of red and pink. The smell of the flowers made everything feel even more magical. "I wonder where the next clue could be," Drake said, tapping his chin thoughtfully. One of the kids, a smart little girl named Emma, stepped forward. "I think I know. The clue said something about sweet and yummy, and we're already at the candy shop. What if the next clue is somewhere where flowers are sold? People buy flowers for Valentine's Day, right?" Drake's eyes lit up. "You're absolutely right, Emma. Let's check out the flower shop next. They all ran excitedly to the flower shop. When they walked inside, the shop was full of vibrant colors, pinks, reds, whites, and purples, and the air smelled so sweet that it felt like walking into a garden full of love. "Hello, Drake." "Hello, everyone," called out Ms. Rose, the florist. "What brings you all here today?" "We're on a Valentine's Day treasure hunt, and we're looking for the next clue," Drake explained. "Do you have anything heart-shaped or related to love?" Ms. Rose smiled. Let me see." She went to a table full of tiny potted plants and picked up one with a small red heart attached to it. "This little plant is called a love fern," she said, handing it to Drake. "It's said to grow stronger with love and care, just like the love we share with our friends and family." The kids gasped. "It's perfect," one of them said. They were so excited they could hardly wait to see what was next. Drake gave the love fern a gentle pat. "Thank you, Ms. Rose. This is exactly what we needed. Let's keep going." With the love fern in hand, the group set off toward the next clue. But as they walked, they couldn't help but feel a little curious. What could the heart-shaped surprise be? What would it look like? It was such a big mystery, but they were having so much fun on this Valentine's Day adventure that it didn't really matter. The journey itself was full of surprises and joy. The group made their way to the heart of Heartville, where they came upon a giant pink mailbox shaped like a heart. It was right next to the post office, where the mailman, Mr. Sunny, was sorting through letters. "Hi, Mr. Sunny," the kids shouted as they approached the mailbox. "We're looking for the next clue." "Well, you're in luck," Mr. Sunny said with a wink. "I just so happen to have something for you. It's a letter with your name on it." Drake looked at the envelope and then back at Mr. Sunny. What could this be? A letter for us on Valentine's Day? The kids gasped with excitement. They couldn't wait to see what was inside. Drake opened the envelope, and inside was a beautifully written poem. "For the heart that gives and the hands that share, the next clue is hidden with the teddy bear. Look high, look low, look all around, in a place where cuddles and joy abound." Where could there be a teddy bear? Drake said, squinting his eyes. "It sounds like we need to go to the toy store." "Let's go! Let's go!" the kids shouted in unison, and they all ran toward the toy store at the end of the street. When they arrived, the toy store was full of bright colors, laughter, and the soft sound of playful music. It was a magical place where stuffed animals, games, and toys of all kinds filled the shelves. "Hi, everyone," said Mr. Teddy, the shopkeeper, who wore a red vest and had a big smile. "I heard you're on a treasure hunt. Can I help?" "We're looking for a teddy bear," Drake said, holding up the poem. "Do you have one we can find?" "Of course," Mr. Teddy laughed. "Follow me." He led them to a big display of teddy bears, each one fluffier than the last. There were bears in every color: pink, white, brown, and even rainbow-colored ones. It was hard to choose just one, but one little girl named Lily pointed to a giant pink teddy bear with a bow tie. "There it is," she exclaimed. Drake and the kids all gathered around the giant teddy bear. Sure enough, nestled in the bear's paws was the next clue. Drake took the clue and read it aloud. It said, "You're almost there. Just one more stop. Look for the heart at the ice cream shop." "An ice cream shop? I know just where that is," Drake said, smiling as the kids ran toward the sweet shop. "Let's finish this treasure hunt strong." The group dashed to the ice cream shop, their mouths already watering at the thought of all the delicious flavors inside. The shop was buzzing with families, and the sweet smell of waffle cones filled the air. The walls were decorated with giant hearts, and every table had a Valentine's Day-themed centerpiece. Behind the counter was Mr. Scoop, the ice cream man. He was busy scooping up delicious cones for customers, but he stopped when he saw Drake and the kids. "Well, well, well," Mr. Scoop said, grinning. "I see you all are on a Valentine's Day treasure hunt. What can I do for you?" "We're looking for our final clue," Drake said, holding up the last clue. "It says we need to find the heart at the ice cream shop." Mr. Scoop winked. "You're in luck. I think I know just where it is." He led them to a special freezer in the back of the shop, and when they opened it, inside was a giant heart-shaped ice cream cake decorated with red and pink sprinkles. "There it is!" the kids cheered. Drake smiled, his heart swelling with happiness. "You did it! You found all the clues." Now, for the final surprise. The kids gathered around the giant heart-shaped ice cream cake, their faces glowing with excitement. It was the moment they had all been waiting for. They had followed the clues, explored every corner of Heartville, and now, the final surprise was about to be revealed. Drake stood in front of the cake and gave the kids a big, warm smile. "You did an amazing job today, everyone. You followed every clue, and now it's time for the big reveal. But before we cut the cake, let me show you something even more special." He reached into his pocket and pulled out a sparkling heart-shaped locket. This locket is a symbol of love and friendship. I want to give it to one of you as a reminder of how amazing this Valentine's Day adventure was. It's not about the treasure at the end, but about the fun we had together. The kids gasped in awe. It was such a thoughtful gesture, and they couldn't wait to see who would receive the locket. "I think we should let the youngest member of our group choose," Drake said, looking down at a little boy named Ben, who was clutching a teddy bear and looking up at him with big, wide eyes. Ben's face lit up. "Me?" he asked, his voice filled with excitement. Drake nodded. "Yes, Ben. You've been so full of energy and joy today. I think this locket belongs with you." Ben's hands trembled as he took the locket from Drake, and the other kids cheered. "Thank you, Drake," Ben said, his voice barely above a whisper. "This is the best Valentine's Day ever." Drake patted Ben on the back. "You're very welcome, buddy. Now, let's enjoy this heart-shaped ice cream cake together." With a cheer from everyone, they all gathered around the cake. The first slice of the cake was cut, and the rich, creamy ice cream inside was just as delicious as they imagined. Pink, red, and white sprinkles covered every piece, and everyone eagerly dug in. As they ate their cake, Drake took a moment to look around at the smiling faces of the kids. He felt so grateful to be part of such a wonderful celebration of love and friendship. "You know," Drake said between bites of cake, "Valentine's Day isn't just about giving and receiving gifts. It's about sharing moments with the people you care about. Whether it's with family, friends, or even a giant teddy bear, it's the love and laughter that really make the day special." The kids nodded in agreement, feeling warm and happy inside. They had made so many wonderful memories together that day, and it wasn't just the treasure they'd found that made it unforgettable. It was the fun they had, the love they shared, and the friendships they'd strengthened along the way. As the sun began to set, painting the sky with soft shades of pink and orange, Drake looked at the kids one last time and said, "This has been the best Valentine's Day adventure ever. But remember, every day can be full of love if you spread kindness and happiness wherever you go." The kids all shouted in unison, "We will, Drake!" With that, the kids and Drake spent the rest of the evening dancing and singing to their favorite songs, laughing together as Toby the dog danced along with them. The streets of Heartville were filled with joy, and the spirit of Valentine's Day was alive in every heart. And as they all made their way home, with hearts full of happiness and joy, they knew this Valentine's Day would be one they would always remember.